Kathy wants to know about Herbie. Herbie, where did you get your training, and how long did it take? Now, I know a lot of your training you would have got as a boy, being a naughty boy, as you said.
Yes. The first training that I got was at Londolozi, as on those days where Londolozi used to train trackers and guys as a CC African companies. So I got trained there for about a month at least, and because I didn't have much to do, I've extended my training course to 2 months, and from there I also went to Ngala, a private game reserve, to do my trekking course, and that's where my trekking career started.
Oh, here we go. And what about when you were younger and looking after the cows and the goats? Did you not have to go find lost cows, and did that help with it to get your tracking better? You started from a better place to, say, someone who didn't have that experience.
Yes, that the trick was that you have to know each and every track of your livestock, whether it's a sheep, goat or cattle. That where everything started. So on those days we used to know all the tracks of these animals, following them, and that's where my trekking started.
Right, isn't that incredible? Now, a while ago there were some mystery tracks that Jamie found, and there was a lot of discussion over these mystery tracks, and Angie in Wisconsin was wondering about that, and well, we all agreed, but Herbie, being Herbie, he really is passionate about tracking, went back and double checked. Do you remember those tracks that were on Triple M?
Yes.
And we do know what they are, so I'm going to let Herbie, I'm not going to ruin the surprise, I'm going to let Herbie tell you what those tracks are.
I still remember that morning. Jamie went to drive on our western boundary, and she came across some tracks which she was not sure of. And she, coming back to the lodge, she pointed out the tracks to each and every, because she managed to take the pictures of the tracks. And coming back, everyone was discussing about what tracks were.
I just want to say I was right, by the way. I'm just putting that in there.
And Brent said those were zebra tracks, and Stefan and Jamie were not sure of what animal tracks were those. So I had to drive back. It was raining a little bit, like drizzly. I had to drive back to where Jamie circled the tracks, because that's what trekking is all about. If you see the tracks that you're not sure of, you have to circle the track so that whoever comes across, if you send someone to the area, will be able to identify the tracks. And eventually I've managed to know that those were tracks of a zebra with a deformed
fetlock at the base of the foot. Now, but there is a lot of rain around. So before we get too wet, because we have the option, let's go into the tent with my reindeer ears. Oh, there we go. Now, I actually don't, even without my reindeer ears, I need to bend to get under the lights, which I obviously, at James just flies in and out under them. They hit me about on my nose, so it's quite dangerous there, the lights. But now, Kitty Bang Bang was saying, am I hearing a Woodlands Kingfisher? Was it Herbie doing an impersonation? No, Kitty Bang Bang, you were hearing a real Woodlands Kingfisher. Herbie and I have been chatting. We have not been whistling or imitating any bird calls. Just while that, let's go. Herbie, Christine would like to know, how many languages can you speak?
Yo. Couple, I think. I can speak Shangaan, Xhosa, a bit of Afrikaans, English, Tswana, Sotho. Dumela.
Lekai.
Rola lekai.
Sharp. Here we go. That's about the
Italiano.
Oh, yes. I forgot about Italian.
Portuguese.
Forgot about those.
Yeah, but those are Zulu, of course. Zulu.
Yeah. I used all the Setswana I could speak in saying hello and how are you, Dumela. No, of course, it is incredible, and that's amazing. So, you learnt Italian and Portuguese during your guiding, or?
Yes, that was during my guiding. Few years of guiding. I've been the lodge that I was working at as a guide. We were accommodating lots of Italian guests. That's here where I used to communicate using the Italiano with my lovely guests.
That's really impressive. Now there we go. Herbie can speak more languages than probably the whole camp combined. Isn't that absolutely amazing? Now, we've got an interesting question here, Herbie, from James. And James is wondering, are elephants scared of gondwans, of mice or rats?
Yes, they are. They are. You won't believe it. And with elephants, if there's something that comes out without knowing that that particular thing is there, they will run. They will only come back to investigate later, but initially they will just run.
So there we go. So it's not so much the mice, but more of the surprise. So if an elephant sees or smells a mouse as it moves along the ground, but if a mouse or a snake or even a francolin bursts out of the grass next to an elephant, they do get a fright.